Hi, this is Marcy.
And this is Kaylin. Thank you for listening to the Spend Less to Live More show. But before we get started, we'd like to quickly tell you about Anchor.fm.
It's an app that has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more.
You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So please download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started.
Thanks. Now, on with the show. Hello, welcome to the Spend Less to Live More show. We are back for another episode. I'm here with Miss Kaylin. Say hello.
Hi.
We are going to play a game with you all to start the show off. And then we're going to get into some spring safety topics that I think will keep you and your family safe this rest of the year and every year thereafter. And we hope you enjoy it. But first, again, we're going to start with this game. So gather the kiddos. And I'm going to give you a little time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time's up.
All right. Time is up. All right. We're going to have the kiddos look at us parents or loved ones, the adults in the room, in the house, for 5 seconds. And then they're going to try and guess what we are wearing. They have to name, they have to name, she's trying to figure it out right now. She's looking at me up and down. So cover your kiddos' eyes if you need to, okay? And you're going to have 5 seconds to name 5 things that the parents are wearing. And you're going to cover their little beautiful eyeballs, and they're going to try and guess what you're wearing. Just name 5 things, my love, that mommy is wearing. Folks listening at home, if you need to, pause the episode now and grab a blindfold or cover your kiddos' eyes so they don't see you. So now you can tell me 5 things that I'm wearing.
Glasses, a ring, a t-shirt, a jacket, and jeans.
Correct. Ding, 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 ding. How did your kiddos do? Hope you guys all did well. Today's episode is all about keeping us safe. We're not only going to be doing some spring cleaning probably around this time of year, but we also want to think about how we can keep our homes and our loved ones in our homes safe this spring. So we're going to be discussing how we can do that, new ways and some ways that you may have heard of or ways that you kind of forgot and you're thinking maybe I should do a little refresher with my kiddos or just for myself. So grab a notepad or take some notes because I think we're all going to learn something from today's episode. All right, so let's start with how our kiddos are going to be able to dial 911 on our cell phones. So obviously this has something to do with the littler ones. So teenagers, I'm sure you guys can figure that one out, right? But for the little ones out there, we want to make sure that they know how to access, number one, access our phone, because sometimes we put locks on our phones and they may not realize, how to unlock that phone. So we want to make sure, number one, that they know how to unlock our phones. And number 2, what is our phone number? And number 3, how do we dial 911? So these are 3 items that are just with our cell phone that will help us and our kiddos be safer in our home. This topic kind of came across my mind a while back when we were on our way to a birthday party and I was anemic. I didn't realize it at the time, but I had just given blood earlier in the day. And sure enough, of course, since I was already anemic, again, I didn't realize that at the time, it put me in a tizzy. I almost fainted and I was just with Kaylin. And it was a very, very scary moment. And it was a time when I thought, oh my gosh, my child doesn't really know how to dial 911 if something were to happen to me. My phone was on the lock, feature. So I kind of had to quickly tell her, hey, if anything happens to me, if I really, get knocked to the floor here, this is what you do. And I was trying to kind of talk to her really quickly before I kind of lost consciousness. So it was a scary, scary moment. So this is obviously something I want to avoid in your family and in your household. So this is something we need to, proactively think about. So make sure you sit down with your kiddos and make sure that they, number one, know how to unlock the phone. Number two, know our cell phone numbers. And number three, know how to dial 911 in case of an emergency. All right, the next thing I want us all to remember and have our kiddos remember is our addresses. This is something you kind of neglect. Sometimes you just think, oh yeah, you're picking up your kids from school and you're driving, all around town, and you kind of forget, wait a minute, maybe my child doesn't even know our address. So make sure you do a little pop quiz with them today, and help them out. Make sure that they remember that address. Obviously, again, this is for those little ones. All right, the next one. Who do you go to in case of an emergency? Kiddos, do you know who you turn to if mom and dad aren't around, if you can't find them, and there might be some, you might not know where they're at? Who do you go to in the neighborhood? Is it, across the street? Is it just the neighborhood down, a couple of doors down? Make sure you know who's your kind of point of contact in case of an emergency. All right? Discuss that with your adults, with your parents. Number 4, I think. Escape routes. Emergencies happen. I believe it's June 1 when hurricane season is upon us. So that's right around the corner. So make sure and earthquakes could of course happen at any moment or any type of emergency. So you need to have escape routes, and you want to figure out and determine 2 escape routes per room. This is something we discovered and found out by touring a fire station near us back in California, and the firemen told us that this is something we should talk with our kiddos about, making sure that they know not just 1, but 2 methods of escaping a room. Okay, so go to each and every room in your house, put it on your calendar. Maybe today's not the most ideal day. Maybe you're driving around, but do it this weekend, or do it, within the next 5 days, where you're going to go around to each room with your kiddo to discover and learn and find the 2 escape routes. So it's going to be kind of a fun activity for them. And also, while you're at it, let's do a drill. How quickly are they going to be able to get out of the house? Okay, so let's, have fun with this. And then also find where's your destination spot in your front yard, in your backyard, wherever it might be. Pinpoint an area where you all know that this is where we're going to meet. If something ever were to happen, you guys get separated, something like that, we're going to meet at this particular oak tree in our front yard, whatever it might be. Okay. The next item we want to discuss with them is, where do they find the safety supplies? I still need to do this with Miss Kaylin. I know we have our safety kit in various parts of our house, but in our cars, but she doesn't know where they're at. And in fact, I know that most of them she can't even reach. So again, that kind of leads me back to my story about me kind of being anemic and almost, fainting. She wouldn't know if, something were to happen to a parent, or somebody gets hurt, when they're doing a play date, whatever it might be, can't get a hold of a parent. Where can they find, and this is obviously for the teenagers also, where can they find all those goodies, all those supplies to be safe for them and their friends when you're not around? And the next one, or the last one we're going to talk about today, is creating a go bag. You can do this with your kiddos. We have a go bag, and I think this is a military term that my husband had told me about. And a go bag is really just in case, again, there's an emergency and you want to make sure that you're prepared. So you have a bag, or, bags that are, at the ready, have the safety supplies and additional items like food, things that you might need, vitamins, things that you might not really think about, toilet paper, things, you can just Google it. These are items that you wouldn't really think about on a daily basis, but these are items that you want right in one or two bags that is easily accessible, so you can just literally go and run out the door, okay? And you can create this with your kiddos. It's a fun activity. Fill it up with some canned goods and bottles of water and have fun with it. So again, I hope that this episode was helpful for you all, and you are going to be able to create some cool memories, because it's always kind of fun to do these types of things with your kiddos and drills and pop quizzes. And I hope you enjoy this activity with them and you are able to share this with your family and friends. And also, I want to keep out there or put out there that we are going to be putting out our ebook in a published form very, very soon. So keep a lookout for that. Where you can learn more about that is at our website at Spend Less to Live More. Please sign up and subscribe where you can learn more about our other blog posts. And again, spendlesstolivemore.com is our website, and we would love to have you a part of our community. Until the next time, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.